not a lot's changed, but I think, this kind of always happens when we play like a little bit of a deck and it goes really well. We want to come back to it, and people always kind of like, oh, updates. But I don't know. We played one league with it. We 5-0. Let's just run it back with only a couple changes to the sideboard. I think the main deck is. Oh, this needle's not supposed to be in the main deck. How'd that get there? Yeah. I'm playing Needles over the Cursed Totems in the sideboard, where I think it's like against Yawgmoth, it seems most important to answer Grist. That card seems to be the kind of problem to match up, but main deck's the same. Let's run it back. Maybe we'll make some changes after we start losing a little bit. Yeah, I really think you need to not care that much about shuffling cards back in. I think it's something that doesn't matter very much. There's a little bit. They're not saying this when you cast the Omen. The situation is when the Omen is already in play. You sacrifice Omen to Scry, then shuffle, then Surveil. They're suggesting Surveil first, and then sacrifice the Omen. I see. Maybe. I think you want to Omen. The reason I think you should Omen first instead of surveilling there is because Omen costs 3 mana. Omen costs 3 mana to Scry instead of Surveil. So the fact that we have like no cards in our hands that use our mana, I think it means it's a better time to just cash in the Omen, because surveilling is 0 mana, and sacking Omen is 3. But now I understand what you're saying. Up against the Gigantha, Flooded Strand Gigantha, probably Zoo. Yeah, I agree that Jaces look good. I think you could pretty easily play the 4th Jace over the 2nd Brainstone. The Plumber turn out pretty good, actually. Pretty good. He was the one who like did the repairs previously, and since like there was something messed up with it, he just did it all for free. Also, this is why we play Oust over Prismatic Ending. If it's Zoo, they can't have Leyline. No, you can play Leyline with Gigantha. It's very silly, but you can. That was like one of the first things we were talking about with the card, actually. Yeah, we've been using him for like all of our plumbing needs. I like him a lot. Yeah, my stomach's doing okay. I've just been taking too much fiber, I think. Scalding Tarn on top. Not the most helpful. No longer on top, I guess. So now I could, yeah, flip it too. Brainstone is my top card. Fortunately, a little bit too much mana to, shuffle this Terminus to the top. So am I Teferi bouncing? I think I'll Teferi bounce. Be great to draw a Solitude. But it's a bounce Kabu because it's extra damage and can actually be countered by Counterbalance, of course. Top card Scalding Tarn, Counterbalance been not very kind to us this game. They do a Tribal Flames. Miracles is my favorite archetype. How I've been liking this list. I've played this. This is my, I guess, 7th match with the deck. We 5-wood our first match. Obviously, that's a good result. Okay, there's still a Scalding Tarn on top. Alright, so we're gonna go for a Terminus. Although we're also getting bolted. They're thinking about paying costs. I guess they could have. This could be a Leyline Binding. That's a bolt. My Scalding Tarn is not useful anymore. think I could use it to surveil, then Omen getting 4 looks at a Terminus. We gotta kind of see the Pope much. A little bit. I'm excited about the root stack. I'm gonna try to do a longer stream today because we didn't get to play any modern yesterday. Oof. Still 1 life against a deck with lots of burn and Ragavan in hands. But this is a start. Top card is a Counterspell, so at least can stop any 2-drops from being cast here. People definitely are not super duper used to playing against this card. I got that Ragavan. So let's see what our top card is. The Counterspell. So I just need Terminus again, I believe. I could also opt into Solitude and then Counterspell Ragavan. I have 4 Solitudes and only 2 Terminus left, so I guess this feels a lot more likely to happen. I can also find... no, I can't find Oust because I don't have enough mana to counterspell this. But I think that's what I'll go for here. No, Triumph of St. Catherine is not a legal card, but it is a very cool card. Okay. Down a game. Love to have Oust early. Wear Tears, very nice in this matchup. Kill both Leyline, Sign of Draco. Scolding is only counters Nikotl and Ragavan, so it's something you can play on the play. I already have so much creature removal, I don't think I'm going to. Brainstone, I think, is pretty slow. If we're going to Terminus, why did you respond to the Rag? Again, I wasn't going for Terminus. As you may have heard my thought process that I said out loud. But I have 4 Solitudes left, 2 Terminus. I guess I probably... Sorry, you're right. I should just... No, so my plan was to counterspell Ragavan, and then Solitude the Nikotl. And I think it made more sense to try to draw Solitude instead of Terminus, because we had 4 of them and only 2 Terminus. But it's okay. Watch you got mute. You know my overall win rate? 5-1. Yeah, I like Counterbalance is good, I think. Been liking it. Maybe been a little bit extra lucky. They have their ley line. They're on a mold of 6, kind of now mold of 5, right? Exactly. I could keep this just as a white card, but I think I'll just graveyard it. Okay, so now I'm not as worried about them having a turn 2 Scion because I have this Wear Tear, so I'll just play the Counterbalance. One thing that could happen here is my opponent could not crack their fetch potentially, and then they have this stub. They could not crack their fetch maybe, and then they could go play another fetch land and play a Scion or a Territorial Kavu, and then if I kill the ley line, the Kavu just dies. So watch out for that if you are playing this deck, to try to not expose yourself to losing your Kavu if your ley line dies. Shout out to Oust. Just let that go. Hardcast Solitude seems really nice when my opponent's going to be just playing some creature every turn. So I'll keep another one. I guess the big question would be, should I counter Kavu? Let me see if they respond to this. I guess I know this line's bad because now they can just stub if I were to counterspell. Well, I think I should just Solitude anyways. They got 2 cards in their hand, and the thing is, like, all of the things they could play next turn just play into my second hardcast Solitude, and then maybe I could Kaheera down. Getting the lifelinker in play makes it less likely I die to like 3 burn spells. They gain less life too because they don't have full domain. Nice clean 2-for-1. It's also just always so nice when they're binding your Solitude. When you just have 2 more wear tears, you have Teferi to draw into. We'll keep this. We'll not put here in our hand yet. When I used to play a lot of EDH, games would go really long, and we had like a really common like thing you could do if you had like basically no cards in your hand, you had no plays, you could just declare that you were a Sphinx of the Jawar Isle, which has the ability to look at the top card of your library, and you could just look at the top card of your library, but you had to declare out loud that you were a Sphinx of the Jawar Isle. And since I've been surveilling, I've been feeling a lot like a Sphinx of the Jawar Isle. Not bottoming either of these. Yeah, 6 mana, 5/5 Flying Shroud. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. 2 pair in my hand. They got a Gigantha. Yeah, I don't think we allowed gamers to get Shroud also. Hard to imagine any number of counterspells are bad in this spot, so let's not imagine, let's just keep it. Double stub in hand. Stub seems somewhat likely, so there's kind of like the weirdness here where I want to be able to solve. I guess stub never counter Solitude. What am I saying? Yeah, Solitude is just so gnarly, and they also can't have Subtlety. They have Gigantha. Don't need to worry about it too much. So 3 cards in hand. One of them is a Gigantha. Move this over here with the rest of the counter spells. Figured out any Analyze the Pollen. Not yet. I mean, I'm just kind of taking my time a little bit more than I have previously this spoiler season. Like, Evidence Collector, or the red Goblin, Analyze the Pollen, Reenact the Crime are all cards I really want to play with, but I think I'm just taking a little bit more time to like tune like this deck idea, try to figure out more Insidious Root stuff. I have like I just have like a lot of irons in the fire. I think I just want to take a little bit more time like tuning the ideas I'm starting with, and then get to the other stuff later, instead of what I've done in the past, which is like crazy, like one league with like 20 different deck lists. You just don't really get a lot of cohesive results playing like one league with 20 decks, you know. Do a counterbalance here. Alright, let's let the Mikado go. If I draw a land, like an untapped land, Kaheera. Sorry, I guess they still trade. I was thinking the Solitude would be 5/4 for some reason. Okay. Let's get this down. I miss Yorion. I feel like a lot of people are like coming back to Modern after a break or something, because I've had a lot of suggestions for, or, like, I had like 3 people the first day we played this be like, "Why are you playing your Kaheera over Yorion?" That was pretty funny. I tried to analyze the Pollen Green Coffers deck. Felt pretty good. Yeah, I think I like the sound of that for sure. I was kind of like thinking about playing it in that Eldrazi Temple deck, but I think the self-exile is like a little bit weird, but you also can just play it where like you just always have creatures and you don't really care about other types so much. What's the major reason for playing Omen over just Preordain? Well, so one thing is Preordain is bad in this deck because it's sorcery speed. You would never play Preordain in this deck because it is a sorcery and not an instant. You need all of your cantrips to be instant speed so that you can Miracle Terminus on your opponent's turn. In addition to being an instant speed Preordain, the Scry 2 that you have on Omen is very good with Terminus and Counterbalance. And you could also like bounce it with Teferi, which is really nice. Omen is just sick. Last Surveil land. I'm going to keep this on top, and then I'm going to go ahead and counter the Pick Your Poison. I'm not going to reveal off Counterbalance. Yeah, we haven't drawn a Jace all day. I don't know. Because the day hasn't been that long yet. I guess that's what's been in their hand, huh? All these Pick Your Poisons. Right, Kaheera in hand here. All day 1.5 games. Yeah, I mean 1.5 games, but also no 1. This is our 5th game. 5th game, we've probably drawn 100 cards. We've drawn 30 this game. They're usually just main phase like that, but I was missing Jace. And also like scrying a ton too. I think Pick Your Poison is underperforming in my experience. Is it? I think it's a great sideboard card. I mean, it is just a 1-for-1. I guess let's keep the Omen in play. It's just a super efficient 1-for-1 that gets so many super important cards that are hard to deal with. That was Counterbalance. So I like Counterbalance. I think Counterbalance is good in this deck. Okay, so let's go for Blind Flip first. Top card is Flooded Strand. Sack the Omen. Counter your Kavu. And I wouldn't always do this, but let's just get this game over with. Yeah, Omen of the Sea is pretty good against Pick Your Poison. Hope they keep those in for game 3. Yeah, Omen's really good. I won a PTQ with Omen of the Sea. I'm gonna play maybe a Subtlety over the Logic Knot on the draw. Although 4s in the deck for Counterbalance are kind of dicey. It's okay. It's just a 1. We're supposed to sack before second flip to get 3 looks instead of 2. I have no more Surveil lands in the deck. I was supposed to do the top cards to miss. Maybe. But it's also like, if the cover resolves, we just wear tear the Leyline and exile it. We don't mind too much. Yeah, maybe we should have. Amazing was good. There are a lot of matchups I just prefer it. It was a Force of Vigor or Might of Wear Tear. Yeah. I mean, as far as Might goes, I've been like mostly like playing like 1 Might as a tutor target and the rest like Pick Your Poisons. But I've been really liking Pick Your Poison just because it kills Scion. I feel like that's so relevant right now. Kills Scion through Leyline for 1 mana, and also does a lot of other stuff. Why are we playing Entreat? Feels like an end the game quickly. Because ending the game quickly is not an important thing in this deck at all. It is not an important thing to end the game quickly. That is a bad reason to put a card in your deck. You will lose more games because you have Entreat in your deck than you will win because you have Entreat in your deck. That's the question you need to answer. I think I have to mulligan 2 Terminuses despite me loving seeing Oust. There's Jace's. Let's put 1 back. Would a more aggressive Miracles List be possible? I mean, it wouldn't be good. Like Miracles is just you know what is Miracles? Miracles is a Terminus control deck. Terminus is like the good Miracle. There isn't another good card in Modern that has the word Miracle on it. Yeah, not Bonfire. I know chat's just gonna list every. We don't need to list every card with Miracle on it. None of them are good. I promise. I promise you. Triumph of St. Catherine's good, but that card's not legal. And not even on Magic Online. They did not leave Stubborn Denial up. Oh, baby. We get to go Terminus into Jace here. Look what Terminus. This is the good Miracle. This is the good Miracle. Hope if they have an answer to Jason's Binding. I guess they didn't Binding end of turn. They also didn't Bolt end of turn. Definitely want to Brainstorm to player on Binding instead of Plus to player on Bolt in this spot, I think. Be someone happy getting a clean 2-for-1. I know my top card is a Surveil land. Let's just go get a basic island. Pick up this Omen of the Sea. Can't do that with Preordain. Last turn. Four cards in their hand. Tribal Flames Teferi when I got another one in the hand. Thank you, Teferi. Nice, clean 3-for-1. About to bounce the Omen again. Keep this Counterbalance. If I don't draw a land, I'm not going to play Counterbalance first. I did draw a land, so I'll play Counterbalance first. I want to be playing around Stubborn Denial a little bit here. I guess bouncing the Omen is a little bit worse against Pick Your Poison. Opponent is starting to pay costs. Maybe Flusterstorm. We've seen Flusterstorm and Stubborn Denial so far as counter magic goes out of the deck. Neither of these do anything here. Maybe Leyline Binding. Is Leyline Binding. Let's free roll a Terminus. Flooded Strand is the top card. Yeah, I know Flusterstorm doesn't work, but like they're paying costs for a while, so like maybe they thought it did. Okay, you got 2 cards in your hand, opponent. Oh, you know what? I probably should have killed this Leyline before anything else happened, although it probably doesn't matter a ton. Speaking of Leyline, I guess I actually probably do need to prioritize killing this instead of killing this. Since I'm kind of cold to a Scion, right? Not really any reason to cast the Wear Tear yet, though. Keep the Subtlety, I think. Oh wait, did my opponent already put Gigantha into their hand? Or do they not have Gigantha? Did they not reveal Gigantha? We can Subtlety or Terminus aside, yeah. Yeah, now that they have two of these ley lines, let's get our Counterbalance back in play. I'll shuffle away the Counterbalance that's on top. Is it reveal cards? It doesn't stay in reveal cards, Magic Online. Yeah, next we get to bounce Omen, play another Teferi. Oh. I guess I'm gonna Counterspell. I don't know. Game's over. I think, you know, just demoralizing them as much as possible has a lot of value. Where's Leyline doing? Like, if they have Scion of Draco in play, all their creatures, including the Scion, have Hexproof, Lifelink, Vigilance, First Strike, Trample. Alright, let's just add, you know, more counterspells to the hand. Yeah, I think I'm starting to become likely to add the fourth Jace for the second Brainstone. Alright, I guess I'll spew a little bit of value by casting a Solitude. Although Solitude is actually a card advantage card. Little secret text on Solitude. When Solitude attacks and is not blocked, you may conjure a copy of Lightning Helix to your hand and then cast that copy without paying its mana cost. Although this is actually a War Leader's Helix. Wow. Upgrading to War Leader's Helix here. Yeah, but yeah, you have to cast it targeting your opponent. Opponent is still in this game. Hardcast Terminus to keep playing. I had 5 minutes on clock. Up cards of Solitude. Yeah, this is really a burn deck. So the mulligan to 6. 1 to 5. So playing Amulet Titan, probably. May see some Saga tokens made. Certainly need to keep Counterspell up next turn for the Wondering. But Cryptic Coded a non-Stoneforge deck? What deck? I think you could conceivably play Cryptic Coded a non-Stoneforge deck. I just need to know. What is this mystery deck? 4-color Karuga. No, Karuga, like, that's probably the worst deck you could possibly play. Cryptic Code in, right? Where it's like, all Karuga is like inevitability in the late game. That's like the entire archetype. And like that's also like what's nice about Code is it lets you build Stoneforged Mystic decks with a lower mana curve while having this good late game mana sink. But that's like kind of the opposite of what you need in Karuga. Ever considered doing a stream of the creative process of brewing a deck, the stages, the considerations, the balancing, how to select the curve? People ask about this stuff a lot, and I certainly appreciate the I counterspell this, they just don't have an amulet, which is interesting. And then I get to actually shuffle a card away after the Brainstone, which I think is nice. Also instant speed Terminus, so I guess we'll go for that. So I go Brainstone, Terminus on top, opt, reveal Terminus, fetch Hallowed Fountain, Terminus. People ask this a lot. I certainly like appreciate that people are this interested in the brewing process. I am live like 5 or 6 days out of the week, every single week. I just don't, you know. There's a line. I don't want to be in front of a camera. Also during the prep time. Oh, sorry. We need to brainstorm our turn. Oops. Yeah, don't forget about playing Urza Saga in this deck. Do not play Urza Saga in this deck. We're also only playing 2 Brainstones. You can just play more Brainstones. But Brainstone is probably the worst card in the deck. Definitely the worst card in the deck. Need to find a Jace, like to find a Teferi, maybe. Would prefer to not die to Construct beatdowns, also. I'm gonna go opt, draw the Teferi, then play Omen. Teferi would have been a little bit better last turn. Don't think it's a card I want, of course. Although maybe I will wait a turn on playing it. I bought both these. Maybe kept it in hand. Yeah, let's not play Teferi here. I'm probably gonna go like bounce like Solitude token, bounce a token if my opponent doesn't commit a Titan this turn. I think they're unlikely to commit a Titan this turn. Because I think they're a bit more likely to just make another Saga token. Which leaves them 1 mana short if they copy Amulet with Garden. Plus bounce land. Well, they have a bunch of cards in their hand. Well, Grain 11 months, thank you, welcome back. I'm glad you like the stream. 3rd Saga. The Martyr decks are good. So yeah, the Martyr decks are good against I think Rhinos, Murktide, Rakdos. I think they're probably okay against Yawgmoth. And I think that they are bad against Titan and bad against Living End and bad against Tron. These kind of, you know, unfair strategies, quote unquote, whatever. No, Mike Gords, I know that this deck's name is Miracles, but Temporal Mastery, Devastation Tide are not playable cards. It's just that Terminus is very good. Terminus is very good. Like, Temporal Mastery, Devastation Tide have never been good in these decks. I've played a lot of these decks. A lot of people have played a lot of these decks. Don't get lost to the sauce just because we got Miracles in the title, you know? Miracles in the title. Did I say title? Does feel bad to tap out of Counterspell. If we can find one off this base, it would be so nice. Solitude will have to do. So my opponent, this is my opponent's first land drop of the turn. So if I Solitude this, they aren't going to be able to play another one. Seems worth it to me. I'm going to go for it, and then I'm probably gonna bottom one of these two omens and keep the other. Yeah, 4/3 a saga, huh? Okay. I have instant speed Oust up. I think I'm gonna go Omen before Jace. Just try to see like 6 cards this turn. Does anyone want to keep Counterspell? Guess we can keep it. Let's just go for a shuffle here. So now I need to decide or ask myself. I guess we just kind of have to oust the token, huh? Have to oust the token, and then might as well Kaheera. More lightning helixes. A little bit scared that my opponent can resolve 2 Titans this turn because they have the gardens. That's big. What happens if they play the One Ring? I don't. Cross that bridge later. Another Oust. I'll Brainstorm for a save. Balance. What mana value should I leave on top? I feel like 1 is probably correct out of these options, or maybe 3 for Dryad. I'm worried about another amulet, but I guess I only have 1 more amulet. So, yeah, let's do. I guess I could still Omen into the other mana value. Seen any interesting Insidious Rootless Standard? I've seen some. I don't know. I'm also playing the Chicago tournament, and I've done like no prep, so. Yeah, they do have to pay for Pact. Because they can't make another Saga token, actually, it's relevant. Should we just shuffle, look for Counterspell? They're paying for Pacts. We can. I think this is okay. I guess they can still Titan. They have to also have the Titan, of course. Solitude. There's also like somewhat good chance like we can still shuffle and we can still Omen look for Counterspell. Like don't need to do any of this first. Somewhat good chance they play a Dryad first. Eight mana. What the fuck? World Soul's Rage, return 4 Urza Sagas. Kill my Solitude. Insane. I don't know that anyone will ever cast World Soul's Rage and have a look this good. Let's see if we can find some counter magic. First seeing a lot of playing Titan. First time I've seen it. I think card's cool. I'm glad that it's seen some play. If you remove Solitude, does it fizzle? Yeah. Yeah, it does. No, it's mana value 8. Yeah, you could play Blood Moon in the sideboard. That would have been a good line. Solitude, your Solitude. It's very weird. I guess it doesn't target because it's X from lands or hands. Wow, that would have been a crazy blowout. We were supposed to sack Omen first, then cast Omen from hand. Well, then we tap out of hardcast Solitude, but yeah, maybe we were supposed to just Solitude the Solitude. That was what we were supposed to do, but yeah, I agree. Sacking Omen for 2 extra looks probably was better. What if it only has 1 target? So anytime a spell with only 1 target has its target removed, it is countered. We need to find Terminus. Need to find 2 Terminuses? I don't know. Wait, they only have 3 sagas? I thought they had 4. Not that it's really any different, I suppose. Let's take our draw step. We also don't have an instant speedway to Terminus. I guess it's not that relevant at the moment. Let's sack this Omen. Rewarded. Brainstorm. Welcome back, Kaheera, I guess. Let's put back second Jace. Back Kaheera. We maybe consider ousting our own Solitude? No. Tough game. Not sure exactly why we would do that. Free life. Draw it later after we find Terminus. We haven't found Terminus yet. There's the 4th saga. Oh, I guess we only need one. We only needed 1 Terminus because we can Miracle on my opponent's turn, of course. Gonna obviously have it, maybe. Maybe we found a Logic Knot. Yeah, I guess I'll shuffle the Solitude back into my deck instead of not. Need to keep playing fast. Need to not get behind on clock. I'm gonna use Brainstone instead of Opt also. We also, I would love for them to cast a Titan pre-combat here, because Terminus would counter it. They, like, really shouldn't. you know what I mean? But... awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a Amulet player make more Urza Saga tokens in a game. And they're still making 2 more. No, but Jukabog by logic not. There's no way they know how relevant this is. Okay, we can get some fuel. No more fetchables. I will also have to start plussing soon. Maybe I should start plussing now. Like I don't think they have they only have 2 cards in their hand. Let's try it. Hessig Wolf Run, we can leave that on top and just Solitude plus Oust. They also should have no more Saga targets. Read at 31 months, they welcome back. You know they have Grill Turf. Yeah, it makes sense for them to be sandbagging the turf. Brainstorming 6 to the top sounds kind of juicy. One problem also with the Boreal Grazer here is that it is a threat because of the Hessig Wolf Run. Hope they don't also have the Haste Land in their hand, who could possibly even die. Maybe we can free counter this. Yes. Other opts. I want to look how many counterspells I have left, but I actually just need to like maintain my clock advantage here so badly. Yeah, Wolf Run's been. I think Canister's been just doing so much good work on the Titan list. Found is playing Hessig Wolf Run looks good. He's playing Miracle looks good. Has this like crazy red sideboard plan looks good. Doing great work. Wait, how do you have a Teleria, Wes? Oh, they just haven't been able to transmute it. I see. Guess that makes sense. Shouldn't be that big of a problem. They get the Summer's Pact, Litz. How many? Am I out of omens? I'm gonna opt in response. If my next card's a land, obviously feel pretty bad. Top, opt again. I could find Omen to manipulate my library here. Bottom. So blind flip counterbalance, reveal counterspell. So they get to resolve this. They've already played their land for turn though, and I should be able to logic not. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Might as well just not think about it and then do this because I have nothing else anyways, and I need to just play fast. The hand should be 2 bounce lands right now. Jace is getting close to ultimating. I'm drawing a counterspell. I'm gonna bounce the Solitude to my hand. Not gonna bother attacking. Attacking is irrelevant. Yeah, but should probably just choose to not pay. Like they know I have counterspell. Actually, I feel like they should just be conceding. Actually, bottom a card for once. Yeah, I'm up 2 minutes on the clock, but as a Miracles player, that only goes so far. It's not exactly comfort zone. Lagging like crazy. I feel like their clock is going down more than mine. Just click card at random, even though that was one of the better cards in my hand. Opponent, why are you not conceding? Okay, so up like 2 minutes. I'm actually gonna restart Magic Online. Yeah, they're trying to do clock damage, but I was just F6 on both players' turns at that point. And it seemed like they lost a little bit more clock than I did. But I get it though, like Miracles players will just still in those spots, they'll just still be like brainstorming with Jace for no reason, you know. Up a game against Titan is nice. They're bringing 3 Wear Tear, 3 Subtlety. Got all my ousts. I want at least 1 needle also for the One Ring. Really bad if it resolves. On the draw, on the play I really like Teferi. On the draw I don't like it so much. Let's bring in both needles. Can needle 2 West too. Okay, I'll cast a Wolfron. Probably keeping this. Yeah, this rail lands have been really good. We're just on a Mold-5 again. Need to Sage use the first Yoda does not die. I mean, depends, but very situationally. Keep that, I guess. Almost certainly not playing Counterbalance next. This is a good Mold-5, I'd say. Up in my Surveil land, cool. Go one more Surveil. I think 5 has been a good number. Like, there have been obviously games where you get to a spot where you would have fetched a 6. They graveyard the One Ring, so they probably have payoffs in their hands and need land. Surveil lands have been good in other decks too. I've been like in Blue White Stoneway we started with 1, then we're playing 2 for a while, and now I'm like very happy to play 3. And they've been good, you know, just kind of stock in other lists too. It'd be so nice to find a Subtlety, so I could just like slam the Jace potentially. Could also keep this needle. Yeah, keeping needle seems nice because they graveyarded the ring, so and they have all payoffs in their hands, so that the odds of them having another ring in their hand feels like somewhat high to me actually. So I'm just gonna go plains, needle the One Ring. Infernlow, thank you 4 months. Red Fire, Twitch Prime, thank you. Yeah, they've been good in Asmo decks too. Like you have some like, you know, Daredevils and stuff, Bloodghast. Don't have Omen of Opt. Subtlety's the best card. I'm gonna go to bottom that. Could maybe talk myself into keep. I guess playing plains is bad actually that last turn because now I can't counterbalance super easy peasy. I think it's probably okay. I can play counterbalance next turn. I'm gonna go this time Surveil then Omen after the long conversation. I think when you have a lot of resources. Oh, sorry, should have got the red source. We have a lot of more resources. It makes, I think, more sense. We have no resources. I think I'm gonna save just Omen then save this. Maybe that's a good heuristic. Keep both. Having land on top could be nice for Summoner's Pact. That could be a card in their hand. Sure. Skill by Niels. Thank you for tier 1. Hope you're doing well. If I play Jace next turn, I'm definitely plussing. Kind of ridiculous that they haven't played another land. Okay, there we go. Very, very nice that the One Ring is needled in this spot also. Where that could be a very scary card for them to be able to slam. That's Counterbalance. But Counterbalance is a good card. Wow, and the perfect. We obviously knew we had to land on top, but this is just like the actual perfect 2. Definitely gonna bottom that one. Almost certainly the best card they can have on top. There's no way they pack the turn unless they want to risk losing. They might pack that turn. They might pack for Grazer and get like an extra 7 mana off of it. There certainly seems reasonable to me. My top card is a Terminus. Okay, let's go ahead and just let this Titan this resolve then. Pretty sure I should be brainstorming at this point. Don't have a super relevant mana value to keep on top, unfortunately. So I guess we're just like shuffling these away. Counter Grazer, they die? Not necessarily. there are definitely situations where my opponent would cast some respect that turn. Keep that on top. Used to be you could counter this with Wear Tear, cannot anymore. I'm gonna counter the defense grid. I think it's a little too risky to just try to Wear Tear it. Wish I could go Teferi, Bounce, and Amulet, then counter with Counterbalance. Just can't guarantee. Like leaving a 3 on top seems okay. Yeah, now it's always 3. But now I can go Teferi, Bounce, and Amulet. Brainstorm, put a 1 on top. We did win game 1, yeah. I shouldn't have tapped this, huh? My top card is not Terminus. I'm gonna use Counterspell over Subtlety just to play around Cavern a little bit better. I also think I can target their amulets pretty effectively at this point in the game, so maybe Scry, find another Teferi could be something to dig for. Is amulet typically a good matchup? I don't know. It's my first time I've played it in a long time. Mistake is okay. No mistake. Just an answer. Feels like we're far ahead. Yeah, I agree. We've activated Jace like 6 times, something. Seems good. Why am I tapping 6 mana for this? Yeah, Wear Tear is 3, so I think I like putting the 3 on top there for Dryad. They put the Titan on top. If I guess they can still Titan it even if I kill the amulet. So I guess bottoming is actually probably bad because they just almost definitely have more in their hand. But let's kill the copy so we could bounce and then counter with Counterbalance. To bounce my Subtlety with Jace. Should have is like a stretch. Storm's Wrath. Jace out of Storm's Wrath range. Up card's Brainstone, so it's nice that I can counter the amulet with that. I don't want to shuffle it away, so we're gonna go bounce amulet. Franz Fire, 9 months. Glad you liked the stream. Thank you. Welcome back. I believe they just walked into that again. So we can attack for 6 this turn, and then the following turn we can Kaheera for lethal. Is Kaheera lethal now? If I no, not quite. No, I wouldn't. I would not play Shadow Spirit, Whetstone Blade. The card's only good if you have Urza Saga in your deck, with maybe a rare occasional exception. Dude, good start, huh? We don't have Oust or Solitude. Put that on top so Ragavan hits it. Did beat Domain Zoo in round 1 of this league. Running 4 Counterbalance, the card's good. Will there be a YouTube video today? I have an editor who handles all the YouTube stuff, so there's usually one every day. I don't know if there's one running behind, but it's not my department. Not my department, but you know what I mean. I'll play the Counterbalance this turn. Next turn, if we can bounce the ley line and then draw a white card in my top 2, I'll be pretty happy. Obviously, if that white card just happens to be Terminus, super duper happy. Or am I playing top? The card is banned in Modern. Styles of Surveil land. Okay, thank you, Counterbalance. Top card was Brainstone. White card. Not quite that lucky. What my opponent just never spends their turn replaying the ley line? Terminus? Scalding Tarn. I feel like 5 looks at a Terminus, assuming we don't die to Tribal Flames right now. Okay, I could still flip a 2 here, though. Oh, there's a Terminus on top! No! Tough. Okay. All things went wrong that game. 3 Wear Tears in. Boarded in a, in a sort of the draw. I think I don't want it on the play that badly. Like the Teferis a lot. Down 2 stone and opt. Could have been awesome if they just had, 2-mana creature instead of. Also, the Terminus didn't get to counter the leyline binding. So we still did the Tribal Flames. We have the best card. Opening hand. This is one of the main matchups to play Oust, of course. Being able to Oust a Scion is just so sick. You should not main deck Wear Tear right now. It's kind of it's not good enough to main deck for sure. Still a format with a lot of Murktide. It's not a card I went in the main deck against Yawgmoth. It's not a card I went in the main deck against stock Rhinos, not Rainbow Rhinos. When it's on the Mold of 5. Why Oust instead? Oust is the best thing you could possibly like. Tell me what we're like. You obviously would never play Path, right? But like, it is the best 1-mana removal spells. I think it's better than Prismatic Ending. Path Exile is not a playable modern card. It is just the best in slot 1-mana removal right now, in my opinion, because we're in like a Murktide Scion metagame. I think I'll graveyard that. Yeah, Altanice isn't good because of all the Surveil lands. It's also like really easy to remove enchantments at the moment. Okay, my opponent has kept 2 1-land Ragavan hands in a row. Kind of disrespectful. On the draw this time. Focus for 15 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Oust is also very nice with Teferi. Oust is also really good with Counterbalance because you can know that they're about to draw a certain mana value and set it up to be countered. Oust is awesome. Yeah, I think Subtlety over Logic not on the draw. Yeah, so we could play Pick Your Poison over Wear Tear. I think Wear Tear is better because against Rainbow Rhinos, you really want to have more 3s in your deck for Counterbalance than you want to have 1s. You don't want to have a bunch of 1s. Okay, they have Leyline. Nikado instead of Ragavan this time. Did I just hear it goes well with Counterbalance because it can be revealed to Counterbalance? Yep. You should think about that in your mashup sideboard plan. Like, do you want a ton of 1s against Rhinos, or do you want more 3s? Or evaluate Pick Your Poison versus Wear Tear. I feel like I'm going to Subtlety a creature here, then reveal Terminus. But gotta Subtlety this. I feel like Deceive drawing my one of sideboard card of the draw. How does Counterbalance work? With Wear Tear, the mana value is 3. Yeah. Going to be stuck on 2 lands. 3 cards in their hand. One of them is a Havu. Oh, not stuck on 3 lands. Okay. Tribal Flames Teferi. Delio, dude. Break down my Teferi, and another will take its place. That just felt pretty good. So Sweet Tech against Leyline Titan decks could be Boil. Yeah, I've thought you could also play Flash Fires too. Also doesn't work for this deck, but so weird that they're not playing their Kavu. It's okay, I guess. We're probably gonna hardcast Solitude here. Just gonna pass. 4 archives, and a red Surveil hand. Pretty in on it. Hibernation, bounce all green permanents. Seems good against this deck, but not as good against Titan, right? But maybe that's okay. Everything at Teferi. Obviously, my Solitude is pretty telegraphed. I'm gonna just get both Nikados off the field, I think. Well, maybe I should leave this in play so I can like attack and gain the life. I think I'd rather make the trade so like a Lightning Bolt is not a good card in their hand. Could be their last card. Kind of close, I think. Ragavan could be some issue. I have a weird play here, but I mostly do care about like not. And this is kind of weird, especially when I just talked about like playing around bolts, but that's 6 mana 3/2 this turn. They get basic forest end of turn. We can kind of mana screw them with the Wear Tear maybe. Okay, so I'm probably gonna kill the Binding next turn. Thank you, Ragavan. Clearing Scalding Tarn. So they had his Kavu Ragavan mystery card. That's back. You imagine if set a counterbalance? Not yet. Could possibly happen, I guess. They have Stub as their last card? Unknown? No attacks. Okay. That's what it said. Oops. Well, we're gonna kill the binding. Dude, what are they? I guess they're just so scared of Terminus or something, or Oust. They should just play their Kavu. Like, you're right. Gonna keep that Oust as an answer to the Kavu. Sub is a bit of an issue. Yeah. They're just not playing the Kavu, though. That was their mystery card. No way, they drew Stub off the reprieve. Fuck, dude. Tough. You knew the other card's Kavu. You drew a brick. You're just never gonna cast the Kavu, I guess. Can't in hand. I was not great versus Ragavan. We need a prismatic ending. Yo, it's y'all know it's a conversation of Oust versus prismatic ending, right? So the amount of like people forgetting that prismatic ending is this that keeps talking about Path to Exile is kind of staggering. That was their top deck. That's so bad. Here's a Solitude. Stole it from me. Usually not to wear treasure. Guess I got pretty got by it, huh? Why are we playing Oust Revolt? We're not a. We have one red source in our deck. We're not a blue-white deck with a very light red splash. Yeah, it's just every time we play blue white, someone asks like about like printing Swords of Plowshares into the format. It's a silly thing to suggest. I think it's just not a card you should print. Playing Giganta, at least in top deck Tribal Flames, or okay, they're playing around Counterspell. We have so many good cards to draw here, but gotta draw them. Well, fingers crossed. Yeah, I intentionally do not have a draw step on my stop on the draw step because of I want the league to be as fast as possible. It's already super slow. I know I'm spewing tiny percentage points in the challenge. I'll put the stops on in the leagues. I want the gameplay to be as quick as possible. Do they not have the chat? Did I bounce Kavu this game? Did I not bounce Kavu with Teferi on turn 3? I'm like losing it. Is that not something that happened? I'm starting to feel like I've like entered a different timeline. I terminused it? Okay, it didn't happen. Okay, it didn't happen. Terminus to 2 turns. Okay, I'm just like been totally thinking that they still had it. I'm scared of a top deck binding, and I also maybe draw a counterspell to beat top deck Tribal Flames. Alright, yeah, I was losing it after all. I subtlety like 15 turns ago on Terminus. Okay, I just okay, wait, did I subtlety and they put it on the bottom? Maybe that was it? Like, sounds like, alright, right. This is the Gigantha. Oh, the ley line dumb. Might as well. Top card is a Polluted Delta. 413, 17 months, Balsam, 39, thank you as well. Instant speed Terminus up now. It's okay, it's gone. I obviously. Surely this is their top deck, and they haven't been sandbagging Tribal Flames, right? I'm gonna graveyard that. Another Terminus is on top. It's funny, but I'm graveyarding because I really want to find Solitude. I really want to find a counterspell so that I'm not dead to a top deck Tribal Flames. That's my main priority here. Jace, of course. Brick Farms 13 months. They coming back? Yeah, they shuffled Gigantha away. I think did something to Gigantha. Come on, Counterbalance. Tough. It's a very tough game. Super duper ahead, and my opponent's like the reprieve into Stubborn Denial was absurd. And then we found another one anyways. In the ley lined, or sorry, caverned. I don't think Ransacked Lab is good in Storm. I would just play the Ring instead. Edge Pendlehaven up against Scales. Nice turn 1 Urza Saga. We did not win. My opponent top deck Tribal Flames before we lock him out. Seraph, 11 months, they welcome back. I'm gonna save the opt. Let's not opt out. If I was gonna opt, I'd want to opt before I fetched. But if I found Terminus, I would have the option to miracle it. Here, I think we're going to Omen on their turn. Yeah, Entreat isn't playable. It's like you used to need it because you had no way to like win beyond Jace, but now you just have 4 Solitudes in your deck. Like I would be all over case if you didn't have to like. It's a 3-mana enchantment that you have to like untap with, and then like maybe you just use it like a Brawl and wait on turn 4. That's fine. But the solving the case isn't that relevant because you have to like untap twice with it for it to really do anything. Well, they got Jar against my all exile removal deck. I guess they're obviously thinking about Verdict, right? Just Omen now. A lot of looks at a Terminus. 3 here, draw step, 2 more on opts. I'm gonna bottom the Scalding Tarn. Now that I didn't find it, I wonder if I should Solitude a token. We can Solitude next turn maybe. If I miss, I evaluate a little bit. I think I'm down to. I'm gonna be so bummed if I draw Terminus off this. I think I'm down to go Teferi bounce token, keep Solitude up. This could maybe let me oust at instant speed, which would be nice. Also, maybe hit my land drop and put that on top. 0 mana, +1 counter. I feel like it's a decent top deck. Are you talking about Ransack the Lab? I thought you were talking about Entreat the Angels. If you have 4 more, you really only have to untap with it once. No, like you can't say that you have a 3-mana enchantment is not something you have to untap with once. Like like you have to play it and then pass most of the time. You're not gonna be able to play it then play 4 spells the same turn very often. But the card is like close to playable. It's not super duper far away. I agree. So next turn we can upkeep Scry 2 to keep Terminus down, then opponent's next turn Terminus. Well, this is 3 mana to sack, not 2, so we don't have we would need to guarantee drawing a land, so I think it's just better to not. Yeah, the extra turn miracle spell is not playable either. Crimson Case, Shield the Mirror Breaker. Maybe. I mean, I like that card in my set review. There's a lot to try. Yeah, if you could solve the case on the turn you untap with it, I would love the card. But you know that's just not how it works. Yeah, probably taking 5 here. A little scary. Terry Bound Saga would be an option. I think it'd be a bad option. They just make a Saga token. I want to be able to bounce the token itself. I want to have Counterspell up this turn. Yeah, you don't need to reinvent the wheel too much when it comes to miracles. It's like, again, Terminus is the good card. I think at this point I'm probably gonna just Solitude the construct, pitching Oust. Is an Entreat kind of playable? Entreat is just way too win more. It is an incredibly win more card. It's only good it's only kind of good on 4 mana when you miracle it. Very good at 5 or 6, but it's just not the kind of effect you need. It's also you're gonna Entreat for 4 mana, make 2/4/4 angels. Your opponent will just Crashing Footfalls, make 2/4/4 rhinos a lot of the time. It's your angels are smaller than Murktide Regen. It's just so outclassed. It's kind of ridiculous. I really want to Solitude this, but I also really want to. Yeah, let's. I guess I didn't need to fetch yet, but I think I'm gonna just go Teferi, bounce the construct this turn, Counterspell up, while they have 1 card in their hand. Givestorm is unplayable. I mean, I've been playing Givestorm with 4 copies of the One Ring in my deck and been so impressed by the ring in that deck. The fact that you could ritual it out on turn 2 or turn 3 is just so awesome. It's a great thing to slam and it buys you so much time. It puts a lot of pressure on your opponent to kill you. It's very good at making sure you have enough resources to combo kill even without Brawl. But Storm players I have found after streaming a lot of that deck and doing pretty well with it are just not interested in buying 4 copies of the ring, which fair enough. This Flame also going to go Storm overrated. I think it's overrated. So the thing is, Flame is only good when you're untapping with Brawler, Electromancer. It's which is something I don't like, and why I like the ring more. And I've played both. What I like about the ring is that it's good. It's good when you don't have a Brawler, Electromancer in play. It's if your Brawler Electromancer dies, you go turn 2 Brawl, they kill it, then you go Ritual Ring on turn 3. That's awesome. I find myself playing with Flame of Anor, and either I had to wait till turn 4 to go Brawl Flame 2 modes, which is too slow, and weak against Bowmasters a lot of the time, or if I got Kaheera, I could have played around this a bit better. Which is too slow a lot of the time. Or maybe opt first. Right about an average draw. Yeah, on average, I really found the ring 2 better. Obviously, Flame has some moments, has some spots, but I didn't like that you just needed one of your wizards to be in play for that card to feel like it was good. The 3 mana draw 2 is I just wasn't that happy with it, but It's like passable. You know, it's not the most ridiculous card to play. You could definitely play it. I'm gonna bounce the Omen here. Nice. York, happy 3 years. Welcome back. To disagree, it's slower. You can also do turn 3 play Dork past Metamorphose Flame quite often. Sometimes, sure. It's okay. I probably played 10 matches with Flame and like 20 with Ring, but you can disagree. That's fine. There are definitely people who really like Flame. How many is that the 4th or 3rd? Let's draw the Solitude, then try to blind flip. Flooded Strand on top. They do have the Zabaz. I have another Zabaz. Is this deck better with or without Beans? It's better without Beans because Beans not a legal card. It's like way better to not play Bean in your deck. Because you'll get like a DQ, you'll get like people calling you a cheater online. It's like be pretty bad to play the Ring. Hey, Modern needs help. I don't know, brother. just say what you don't like about Modern. Just say what you don't like about Modern. Just ignore chat. Stop asking Spike, what would you unban? Stop suggesting, what would you ban? Stop saying, do you think Modern needs help? Just say what you don't like about the format. Everybody, all at once. Type in chat what you don't like about Modern, and then I'll just nod my head and keep playing my Fun Miracles deck. Oh yes, yeah, there we go. All the elements, get it out. It's a Violent Outburst, Elementals, Violent Outburst. Somebody say Modern Horizons, something about that. I don't like how much costs. Good. That's a good. Yeah, Image 2. I want Deathrite Shaman. I don't like Esper Control as in Tier 0. Rashnabi Sphinx to draw IO. Bowmaster Ring, maybe Binding. The Smell, the Rhinos, Force of Negation, Price Again. Yeah, let's go. All the blue cards. Hey, Cascade, Van Islet, Mill is awful. Image 3 sucks. Image 3 is so bad already before you've even seen a single card. Kiltron, Wasteland now, Mardu Pyromancer. That's base Mardu Pyromancer. Ban all fetch lands. Make Elves good again. Mystic Sanctuary. I like Shadow. That card isn't viable. Dark Coffin, Birthing Pod, Stale Meta. There you go. Ban Opt, Force of Negation. Bad at Magic, very based. Twin still banned. Unban Hogak. Alright, then we've let it all out. We've let it all out as my opponent tanks 3 minutes with no cards in hand. Just as a boss activation. I guess we could keep going. Yeah, weekly 1 minute to vent. I don't feel better. Yeah, you weren't supposed to. You're supposed to feel angrier. What cards would you like to get reprinted into Modern from Legacy that could be printed in H3? My list is pretty short, although there was a card recently. Okay, I want Tormented something. I want Innocent Blood, I want Priest of Titania, and I want Torment, the one mana enchantment. It's 1 mana enchantment that has a black activation to discard a creature from your hand, return a creature from your graveyard. Is that it? No, I don't think it has Torment in the name. Tortured Existence. Tortured Existence, that's right. I want Tortured Existence. I think those are my three wish list. Priest of Titania. Yeah, I'm so sick of registering Elvish Archdruid. People keep making me register Archdruid, and it's me, I'm people. So yeah, Sneak Attack would be, I think, is super fine. Especially seeing how like bad it is in Timeless too. Right, let's take a peek what our top card is. Actually, this card's like Ozlith is scary enough here. I should probably try to Omen it away. Gotta keep that though. Well, I guess it's a problem that they are just gonna Zabaz the hanger back. Okay, well now problem solved. Right, well, jar. I kind of blinked that was in play, I guess. So yeah, so I guess I just need to leave them with the Oh no, sorry, this doesn't do anything. What am I saying? What am I saying? No, if they can't Zabaz for the tokens. So. I got 2 Teferis last time, kind of regretted it. Like I didn't have enough top end. And the 3 counterspells. These ones, I guess. Click submit. Yeah, I think maybe they. Actually, I still don't know if Terminus Ozlith is bugged or not. It's not bugged with Oust, so it shouldn't be bugged with Terminus. Considering how powerful Timeless is, do you think Force of Negation would be good for mistake? I don't know. I think Show and Tell from like what we played yesterday does seem a little too good for the format, so I would like to see maybe either metagame adjustment or change. The thing about Timeless also, it's like arena formats are just like how do you evaluate the health of an arena format? It's like we don't get like as many deck lists. We don't have as like competitive tournaments to play. We don't have like data or tournaments from Timeless. We just have vibes. I think I'm gonna go archive into red source. Maybe try to fuse wear tear. Like the format is literally just vibes. And vibes can only get you so far, so it's tough. Show and Tell's bad vibes. I agree. Show and Tell's bad vibes. I was playing it some yesterday, Doom, and that deck's good. Wants he has data, yeah, but it's also like we don't have the data, so but yeah. I will say that Timeless has still been very fun. It's a format that I like. Despite me like very much like not enjoying like the quality of like gameplay and the there's a lot I dislike about playing games on Arena. But I do really enjoy it to play Timeless. Yeah, Oust is better than Path to Exile. So one thing too is like Path to Exile is not playable. Path to Exile is not playable. Oust is better. Oust has been really good. It's very good against Scion on turn 2. It's good against Murktide. It's good against Yawgmoth. Just get that shit off the table for 1 mana. But you also don't need to ask yourself if something is better than Path to Exile. Path to Exile is just it isn't a playable card. Like it's like you should just not main deck Path to Exile, and like when you're thinking about your card evaluations and like what you might like what you might like to put into your modern deck, you shouldn't think about putting Path into it. Maybe lose to Tomio's safekeeping this game. Have I played Path recently? No, of course not. The card isn't playable. Yo, it's not. I played Oust. Oust rules. I casted. My opponent doesn't get a basic land. This is a format. This is maybe something that isn't super obvious or whatever, but this is a format where just like every deck has like unlimited mana sinks. Okay, so if I wear Tears of Boz, Hardened Scales, they modular 8 counters over. I can hit for 15. This is only a 2/2. I think I should. Yeah, I know. Just everybody's talking about Oust and Path. It's just like I promise you, Path is unplayable, and I don't know why you even want to play it. Like, this is also something like people are so abused by Path to Exile. They want to they want us 2-for-1 themselves in turn 1 and 2. We have basic planes, then Needle Ballista. Or should I pitch Solitude on Ballista? I'm gonna Needle it. We'll go with 5, then 4. Oh, I have I've graveyarded my basic planes. Yes, I'm getting island. But again, the question you should be asking, blue-white gamers, is Oust better than Prismatic Ending? Remember Prismatic Ending? That's the playable 1-mana removal spell that isn't Oust. That's the playable one. That's the one you should be asking about. And I think yes right now because of all the Scion stuff, but... Good draw. That doesn't fuck me. Some of them. It's okay. I don't know. I'd rather be fucked with than then have one player learn about Oust than ignore and have no one learn about it. Yeah, you could play the White March. I think because of like there's so many like extra mana value stuff right now. Get Lost is unplayable also. You just can't play 2 mana removal spells in general, but you also especially don't want to like give the extra value to. Yeah, you really want Pending or Oust over Leyline Binding because you just need the 1-mana interaction pretty bad. You have so many. They go Jace, Bounce Ballista, they go Construct. Jace, Bounce Ballista, they go Construct. Any card kills me, so I have to find Solitude White card. I wish you played one Legal Path. Go to find another stream. I promise you I'm not playing any Path to Exiles. I wish you started your own stream and played 4 Path and left me alone. It's like I'm not gonna do it. The card is not a playable modern card. Game 3. Yeah, Oust has also just been, I feel like, so good and loving it. Keep this. I would maybe mulligan this if there weren't Surveil lands in the format also. I also probably should grab the red Surveil land on first, maybe. Although, I don't know. The ability to go... If they play something I should Oust, I should probably get the white source. Also, like, being able to, like, if I Terminus, I have to Miracle it. Yeah, maybe we should just ban Path to Exile the chat. Yeah, let's get Archive, though. But then I'm definitely going to Oust here. I just need to make sure Terminus isn't just a dead draw. I can keep this. I just need spells in general. I've decided to Oust so that if Omen can find Terminus at any point after this turn, so like let's just set that up. We can also get another Surveil land and try to continue to flood out. That's working so good. Keep a Counterbalance. This is like a good thing to play this turn when, if I'm gonna find Terminus, I want to find it maybe after these Saga tokens happen. If this was like a relevant 2-drop like Counterspell, maybe I'd keep it on top, but we already have Counterbalance in play, so we're just gonna graveyard it. Top card is a Jace the Mind Sculptor, so no 4-drops for you this turn. I'll play around Ozolith a little bit here. Bottom there. Still find a Wear Tear, which I guess lets me pitch Solitude. Don't think I'm pitching right now. Some games all about finding Terminus. games you don't find them. Hopefully that's not this game. I think I'm gonna upkeep Omen here. No, if you tear the Saga, the trigger's already in the stack. They still get it. Pretty dead. My top card is Terminus. Never beating this, right? Like, I have to Solitude the Construct. Just out of reach. Machine is my favorite. It is just... I feel like it was such a rich limited format that had, like, just so much you could do, and I feel like I got to learn it pretty well, and I had so much fun with it. Tony, I think it was great again. Hope you're doing well. We had a good stream. Shout out to Tony. Want to watch some Legacy gameplay? Follow Tony Scaponi. Scapone. Tough. Probably just gonna prioritize fetching here. I think I'm gonna go fetch with the Flooded Strand for 2 mana. Get an island, and then there's some situations where I would Solitude the Ragavan here. Barry was one of these, like, I'm not sure. Let's do it. I think it'll be very bad for me if my opponent can double spell this turn. No, yeah, pitching is not an activated ability. Oh boy. Soul Warden. It's my Terminus deck. Alright, Teferi costs 2 more. Glad I chose to pitch. Norin the Wary. I have an Omen of the Sea on top of my library. Plus 5 mana to sacrifice. Whenever a player casts a spell or a creature attacks, exile Norin the Wary, return it to battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. I don't care about Soul Ward. I'm gonna just... I'll blind flip. Solitude's the top card. I don't care. Gonna try to Terminus it later, probably. Crap work, but that's so cool. Bottom Brainstone against the suppression field in play, I guess. Top card is a Plains. It's not touch land. Discards a Sacred Foundry. Has balance counter anything. It's got a lot of stuff today, not this this specific game. Bye, Norin. Norin's so cool. I'm gonna save this Omen of the Sea. Well, actually, I really don't want to draw that extra Oust. I'll cast this now. I'm gonna hardcast Solitude next turn, probably. I know Teferi's extra mana to counter, but get the suppression field off the table. I need to at some point if I'm going to win with Jace. Norn gets to chill. How about the 2 Brainstone? Could Snap or Tidebinder be this list? I wouldn't play like one thing is you don't want to play like a ton of creatures in your Terminus deck. I think I'm interested in playing the 4th copy of Jace over the 2nd Brainstone. That's one change I want to make. I think Jace is really good, but I think Brainstone is a card I really never really want to see more than one. I might even play the 4th Opt over the 1st Brainstone. It just hasn't been very good. What's the flavor text? I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, Teferi Plus. There's a suppression field in play, so all of my activated abilities from Teferi cost 2 more mana to activate. But now they don't. One Emrakul Samurai for decking and slow decks. It's what is worse than you should not do that. You should not do that. In a deck with no way to discard it. Not a good plan. I think he does to bounce with Teferi. House of Range is too slowly for modern. You can play it. You can play it. I think I'm not like super excited about playing it but I'm not sure what I would cut either. Like I feel like I mostly just want to have more Surveil lands in my deck. The Surveil lands are just so good. I guess I could have Brainstone to counter that Solitude. Maybe that was better. Oh, Solitude is Solitude. Now I'll use the Brainstone to counter the Solitude. Leave a 2 on top for counterbalance. Maybe better to leave a 1. And I'll also go to counterbalance because you get to like just make our opponent draw a 2-drop. That we can try to manipulate our library, or a 1-drop in 2 turns. So we can try to like surveil a 1 to the top. Not that it's a card that really matters that much here, just in general. Running full domain through Surveil lands, then running binding. I feel like that would just be too slow to set up the Surveil lands, right? Like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you really want binding that bad in this deck. Oust has got you covered. We're bringing these Wear Tears. Bringing these Stern Scoldings. Ones. Cat, 13 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Why is Norn in the deck? They get a lot of ETB triggers for their Soul Sisters. Definitely not the kind of matchup where they want it. Johnson, 43 months. Thank you. Welcome back. There's also another card. Something to do with mirrors. It's like a 2-mana. It's a 2-mana artifact that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield, that creature's controller makes a 1/1 token. And so with Norn, you get to make a token every turn, basically. I don't think there are any common matchups where I'd board out Counterbalance. Maybe against Tron. I don't think I did the other day when we played against Tron. Yeah, Genesis Chamber. Classic card. Scolding. Also playing Fetch Land on turn 1 against the... What's it called? Maybe we could save the Scolding for Ragavan. I think I just kind of want to use my mana here. Could Counterspell Ragavan. Why'd you play Genesis Chamber over Impact Tremors? Some might say a 1/1 is better than a ping. You could also play both. Mark with the 2 years. Let's go. Thank you. Welcome back. Oust kind of bad against the Johnny's Pride mate. Times. We're going to take a hit, at least. What lands? Gonna want Terminus. Heard that. Now that I drew this land, though, I think I'll just go ahead and hold up Counterspell. This is a weird game of Modern we're playing right now. But I might get reprieve there. Yeah, I also wonder if they have Genesis Chamber. Yeah, I know our opponent's Bosch. I like Bosch. I don't know if I've ever played against Bosch before. Cool to be doing so. Shout out, good YouTuber. Is there like Convoke stuff going on too? They're playing Resolute Reinforcements. Terminus is so good. Terminus is so good right now. What? I blind countered Confusion in the ranks. I don't even know what that card does, dude.